All right. Let me change the view to speaker. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. This is Sam with the Bluegrass Council of the Blind. We are back again for another AT group seminar. This month, we are talking about Windows 11 accessibility, all the awesome accessibility features in Windows 11 for the blind and visually impaired. So we're going to be watching a video first, and then we'll kind of answer questions and things like that. If you like this, we would love for you to give us a thumbs up on YouTube. If you would like to see more in this AT series or any of the other events that we do, we can go to our YouTube channel. We have those videos there. If you would like to reach out to us, you can find us. Website is www.bcbky.org. You can send us an email to info at bcbky.org, or you can give us a call, 859-259-1834. All right, with that being said, I am going to share my screen here, and then we will get started. And let's see, I'll just do share everything here. Okay. Okay. So one of the things that we will talk about that you guys can probably see already is I'm running a high contrast theme. And so great outlines around all the important information, very dark black inverted, and then high contrast colors. And that's one thing about Windows 11. You'll see this in the video, is that they've really improved their high contrast themes in this version. And that includes allowing you to customize these themes. So if you don't like this blue color right here, for example, you can change it, which is pretty cool. But like I said, we'll hear about that in the video. So I'm going to bring up this video. This is my video where I talk about Windows 11 accessibility. And we will watch it, hopefully. Well, it's not full screen for me. Is it full screen for you guys?
No, not exactly.
It's kind of cut off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do.
That's a little bit better.
Yeah, it doesn't want to do full screen for some reason. It's probably the sharing thing. All right, we'll just leave it at this, and then we can listen to it.
I'm not hearing if you're talking.
So you don't hear the audio?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. Okay, sorry about that. Let me change that real quick. I'll have to get Richard to cut this part out. Okay, let me stop sharing for a second here. Pause. Annotate. Blah, blah, blah. Apps, more. Sharing center. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if Kimberly was hearing it or not, but I wasn't on mine.
I'm in here.
Were you hearing the video?
No.
Okay, here we go. I need to say optimize for video clip And share sound. Well, it's supposed to be mono, stereo. Okay, let's try it this time. Okay, you guys let me know if you can hear this.
A lot of the aspects of the operating system are going to be the
Do you hear anything?
Yep, I can hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back. So we'll just start over real quick.
Today we're taking our first look at Windows 11 and the accessibility it has to offer for the blind and visually impaired.
Still doesn't do full screen. That's okay.
Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to the channel where I help you learn how to live your best blind life. Windows 11 brings a lot of visual changes to the Windows operating system, but how about the accessibility? How has that changed? Let's go ahead and take a look at the Windows 11 accessibility. So the first thing I'll say right away, if you're not familiar with Windows 11 yet, it's a lot of just visual changes. So a lot of the aspects of the operating system are going to be the same as they were in Windows 10. It's just they look slightly different. Maybe the items are in just slightly different areas, but it's all basically the same. So for example, our start menu now is in the middle of the screen. You can change this back to the left side if you're more comfortable with that. But even though the start menu looks different, it has all the basic things that we had before. So you can customize these items up here and set what apps you want to show up there. You've got a recommended setting down here based on what you're doing, how you use the computer. You've got your power button down here at the bottom right, your account information here at the bottom left, and you still have your search. So if I just start typing something, store, for example, it shows up here, the store, just like it did before. So that's the most important thing to remember, is that even though these things look slightly different, it still has a lot of the same things that it did in Windows 10. Now, jumping into the settings, let's go into accessibility, and it used to be called ease of access, and this is one of the new changes. Now they have just renamed it to accessibility, and that makes more sense. Has the little accessibility icon guy there. This is kind of the universal verbiage and icon, and everybody uses this, so it makes sense that Windows would jump to that as well. I'm going to click on that, and all of our accessibility settings have popped up over here on the right side. The first section here is vision. That's probably what most of us are interested in. The middle section here is hearing, and the bottom is interaction. So back up to vision here. We'll go through all the options here. The first is text size. The second one is visual effects. Then you've got mouse pointer and touch, text cursor, magnifier, color filters, contrast themes, and Windows narrator. So once again, same items we had before, just in kind of a new package. Let's jump into text size. If I click on that, then the text sizing window pops out here, and I can adjust the size here, this little slider, and then click apply to change that. One thing to note, obviously, though, is there's a balance between text that's too big and it's getting cut off and causing issues that way versus text that's too small and you can't read it. So you might need to come in here and play around a little bit, make it larger, then apply it and see if that works for you. You might need to go back down a little bit, but you can do that in here. Next, we'll look at visual effects. And we've got several items in here. Always show scroll bars, transparency effects, animation effects, dismiss notifications after this amount of time. And then at the bottom, it's the related items like we used to have in Windows 10. All right, so I made the window smaller so we could illustrate this. Always show scroll bars. So if you have a window that scrolls like this one does now, then over here to the side, you're gonna have a scroll bar. And if I turn that on, now we see this scroll bar here. Let me zoom in. So there's the scroll bar, and I can scroll up and down. But if I turn that off, the scroll bar minimizes and then eventually disappears. Turning that on means that the scroll bar is always there and it won't disappear after a while. Next one is transparency effect. If I turn that on, difficult to see, but the window is actually slightly transparent. So for example, if I put this window over here and then bring up my start menu, you can see the edge of that window underneath the start menu, and you can see this blue color popping through from the background because this start menu here is slightly transparent. So if I turn that off, this window got darker, and now this start menu is a solid color. We don't see that window underneath poking through, or that blue color poking through. So I prefer to have transparencies turned off personally. It makes it easier to see my windows. Animation effects, I have those turned on. So for example, when I click my start button, my start menu pops up from the bottom. So if I were to turn that off and I click my start menu, it just pops in. You don't get that animation, it just, bam, it's just automatically there. So if I turn that off again, now my animation of that window popping up. The animations don't bother me, I kind of like them, so I leave mine on, but you can turn it off if they are interfering with you. Dismiss notifications. Whenever you get a notification, it pops out at the bottom here, and this is just how long it will stay out. So if you're zoomed in a lot like I am, you may want to lengthen this amount of time so that you don't miss notifications. Generally, there's a sound effect that accompanies the notification, so I always kind of scoot down here to see what that is. But if you find yourself missing your notifications, not getting there in time, you can change this time amount here. All right, now we go to mouse pointers and touch. So just like before, we have our different mouse pointer options. We can increase the size of the mouse if we want to, and then you can choose to turn on a touch indicator if you want. And don't forget that you can choose a colored mouse. So if you want like a bright yellow, you can do that, or whatever that is, green. I can't tell what that is. You can also add your own custom color by clicking the plus sign here, and you can choose whatever color under the rainbow. Text cursor, this was added in to Windows 10 pretty recently, within the last 2 years or so. And this just allows you to adjust how your text cursor looks here. When you're entering text, you can have these bright colors. You can change the size of those. This is all exactly the same. Adjust how thick the text cursor is, all of that. Magnifier. So magnifier, you can turn it on, turn it off. You can adjust the magnification level here. Just like before, we can choose how much you magnify in. This is great. By default, it's set to 100%, but if someone just needs a little bit of magnification, they could maybe just do the 5%, and you see it just zooms in and zooms out just a little bit. I just keep it on 100. That works well for me. Just what I'm used to. You can adjust your view, the same ones we've had before, docked, full screen, or lens. None of this is different. Then you can learn more about the magnifier, and it just opens up. Ooh, that's bright. Let's get out of that. It just opens up a browser. Appearance, invert the colors, smooth the edges, yes or no. That should always be on. And then the reading down here, the magnifier reader, you can set your modifier key here off to the side. And then it has the keyboard commands for the reader. So you see just all the same stuff that we're pretty much familiar with. Color filters, this is for if you need to adjust the color filters for a color blindness or something like that. You can do that in here. Contrast themes. Now I'm going to save this for another video, a dedicated video just for contrast themes, because this is a big section that's gotten a lot of changes or improvements, I guess. There's a lot more variety than we used to have. So I'm definitely going to come back and explore this further in a future video. And then finally, Windows Narrator. I will probably spend some time in this as well because this is a big section. In a future video also, I'll kind of dive deep into all of this. But narrator has been improved, constantly being improved.
Narrator dialogue. Okay. But subtract. Add. Don't show again checkbox unchecked. Turn off narrator, but exiting narrator.
There you go. So we'll come back and look at that. So those are the basics for the Windows 11 accessibility for the blind and visually impaired. You can see that it's basically the same stuff that we've had before, and I haven't had any issues with the accessibility, Windows magnifier, any of that. Everything seems to be working fine. Magnifier reader.
The blind life is a representation of what is going on in my life and what I enjoy, all from the visually impaired perspective.
I don't seem to be having the bug that...
Okay, so that's basically it for the Windows accessibility, the video we're going to be watching. Do you guys have any questions about anything so far?
I don't.
Okay. I don't know if Judy is still in here or Judy had to run. So as I said in that video,
I'm here.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Judy, about anything?
No, not so far.
Okay. So everything has just been improved. It's a lot of the same things that we're used to that we've had in Windows 10. And many of the same things we had in Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows XP even had some of these features. It's just every version of Windows comes out, everything gets better. And then the big ones in Windows 11, as I said in that video, are the themes, the high contrast themes. I'm currently using one now. And what's great is, let's jump into one of the themes here. So I've got the accessibility settings opened up here. These are all the settings that I was just going through in that video. But if I go over to personalization, and then I scroll down to themes, and then I can scroll down to contrast themes. And there's several ways to get to this section, but this is just one I'm familiar with. We have these 4 by default. These are kind of like presets. So currently I'm running this first one here, aquatic. And you see that it gives you a little example of what you could expect: the black background, the white text, the different highlight colors and things like that. But one thing that I absolutely love about these is if I can actually make this smaller. Here, let's see if I can do that. I don't know if I can do it with my screen sharing. Yeah, here we go. So I really love the outline around the edge of the window. I love that. I don't know why they don't do it over the top. There's no line above the top here, but other than that, it's great. And you can also see that when I right click on the desktop here, this context menu, this wonderful outline, super good. If I bring up my start menu, outlines, great outlines. That's one thing I love about the new high contrast themes. But in here, as I said, we have, let me make this larger again. So we have 4 presets to begin with. And these are presets because we can go in, and I'm currently on the aquatic. If I click this edit button, now we can come in, and these are all the things that we can change. So this is the background color. If this was too dark, maybe I could click on it, and maybe I like a red. Maybe I want a red background. So I can click on that, shows my red color here, and maybe I want it to be more red like that. And I click apply, or I click OK. Or excuse me, what is this? Done. Click done. And now it's changed that background here. So now it's very, very red. And I'm going to cancel that because I don't want that. I don't like that red. But there, the nice thing is where it could be very helpful is some of these buttons, these highlight buttons like this blue. Maybe you don't like that. Maybe you want it to be brighter. You could definitely do that. And another one is these highlights over here, this blue. Maybe you're just not crazy about this super light blue cyan color. You can go in here and I can click edit and, ooh, I messed it up. But one of these is that cyan color. I could go in, I think it's this one. It kind of looks like it maybe. I could go in and change that around. So that's the benefit of the high contrast themes is you can change them up and you can even create your own. So whenever you change a setting in one of these presets, you can save it as a new preset. So you could create like just dozens of these presets and switch them out for whatever you need. So that is one nice aspect of this. Something else I wanted to mention is narrator. Windows Narrator has continues to get updates, but it's also gotten new voices here. So if I go to narrator and then go to voice here, choose a voice, Michael is kind of what is default, but we have new ones. And oh, I don't have them on this. I don't think I have them. This is my laptop. I don't have them on this computer here. But add natural voices. This is where I could go in and I could download one of these natural voices. And let's see if we can, see if I can install it real quick here. See how long this is gonna take. But while it's doing that, so forever we've had these old computer robotic voices. In fact, you heard that in the video I just did, or the my video. I had one of the old voices. So Microsoft David, here we go, Microsoft natural voice. So now if I want to add it, add natural voice. Yes, okay. Preview.
Hello, my name is Guy. I am a high-quality speech voice that you can use for your screen reading needs with Narrator, which is the screen reader app built into Windows. You can use my voice while interacting and reading text with Narrator, and I...
Could you guys hear that?
Yes, I heard it.
Okay, good. Yeah. So that's one of the new natural voices. So much better than that old robotic David and Zora or whatever her name is. So that's one of the new things in Narrator in Windows 11. And unfortunately, that's only available in Windows 11. So if you are a Windows 10 user, you're not going to be able to get those new natural voices. And the other thing is that Microsoft has officially announced that they're not going to be supporting Windows 10 anymore. And as of like June, I believe, as of this month, they're not going to be supporting it anymore. So if anything happens, that's it. There's nothing that can be done about it. So it's really recommended to go ahead and upgrade to Windows 11. It's a free upgrade. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm running it on this laptop. I'm running it on 2 of my computers at home, 2 of mine. My wife's computer is Windows 11, and it's running fine. I haven't had, knock on wood, haven't had any problems. So I would recommend just go ahead and upgrade to Windows 11 and benefit on all of this new stuff. And like I said, it's very similar. It's just some things look a little different, like the start menu here. It's in the center, and it's might be a little confusing at first, but it's all the same stuff that we've had in all the other start menus before. It just looks slightly different. So, you guys have any other questions?
I can't think of anything. I have a laptop. I just need to check it and make sure it has 11 on it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's something to stop sharing. We'll go back to our screen here. That's something to mention for you guys and anybody else that might be watching this in the future, is that there are certain prerequisites that your computer needs to meet in order to upgrade to Windows 11. And what you can do is you can go to, actually, let me show you real quick here. If anybody is interested in doing that, let's see. Here, I'll share my screen again. So you can just click enter and then, or excuse me, click start menu and then start typing updates. And right there, check for Windows updates pops up and you click on it. And this is where you would check to make sure, see if you have any updates. You click this light colored button up in the upper right corner. But you can also, if you are on Windows 10, down here towards the bottom somewhere, there will be a little message that says upgrade to Windows 11 with a little button that you click on. And if you don't see that message somewhere on this page, what you can do is you can go online and you can download the Windows Updater. It's a free program. It installs on your computer. It's a Microsoft program, so it's safe to install on your program or on your computer. And it's a very small program. And when you run it, double click on it, it will scan your system and let you know if you are eligible to upgrade to Windows 11. If you are, then it will help you walk you through that process. If you are not, it'll tell you what isn't working on your system, preventing you from upgrading to Windows 11. For me, my computer at home, I've got a great computer. It's super fast and powerful. There was just one little thing that was turned off, a little setting that was turned off, that as soon as I turned that on, then my computer was able to upgrade. So it may be something simple as just turning on a setting on your computer, preventing you from upgrading. So, but that program, the Windows Updater, will tell you what you need to do to get Windows 11.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And let's see, looks like Judy's left. Well, all right, Kimberly, I will, let's sign off here and hang on, I will be right back. But to everybody who's watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for joining us. If you have questions, if you would like to learn more about Windows 11 accessibility or any assistive technology or any of our programs, anything that we work with, just please reach out. Always happy to help. Once again, our website is bcbky.org. You can send an email, info@bcbky.org, or you can give us a call, 859-259-1834. All of that information should be in the description of the video. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you guys for watching. This is Sam with the Bluegrass Council of the Blind, and we will see you next time. And let me stop the recording.